we gave a high level of what cerebral palsy was, and answered some common questions about CP. Today we are going to be talking about the types of CP. Like I said yesterday, the range of ability with cerebral palsy can be widely ranged. Doctors can't agree what types of cerebral palsy one has. One doctor might look at the ability of the child's limbs. Neurosurgeons and neuroradiologists look at the brain damage and classify the type of CP depending on the damage to the brain. So you can get two different types from two doctors. Since there is a wide range of effects with CP, people often use the term for cerebral palsy lightly. There is no one kind of effect for CP. With that being said, doctors try to come up with a classification based on the severity of CP. It is mild, moderate, severe, or no CP. If you are wondering what no CP means, I was wondering that myself. Well, it is when the child has signs of cerebral palsy, but it happened after the brain was fully developed. In other words, cerebral palsy occurred from a traumatic brain injury. Mild CP is when the child can do everything on their own. Moderate CP is when the child needs braces, medications, or adaptive technology to accomplish the daily activities. If you know Charis on YouTube, she is moderate CP because she wears leg braces. Severe CP is when the child needs a wheelchair and help to accomplish daily activities. I am a good example of a person with severe CP. Is this it for classification of cerebral palsy? I'm afraid not. The next set of classification is based on how cerebral palsy affects the body. It can one limb, one side of the body, one arm and one leg, all the limbs, and a combination of the limbs. There are 9 classifications to determine where CP affects the body. I am not going to bore you with the names. I find it interesting. When I was diagnosed with CP, the doctor told my parents that I had quadriplegia cerebral palsy. I just saw a better classification for me. It is called pentaplegia. It is when the CP affects all 4 limbs, neck, and the head. It also affects eating and breathing. As they know more about cerebral palsy, they might change the classifications. So you might be surprised when you hear a new classification for your child like I did today. Is this done with the classifications? I'm afraid not. The next classification is based on motor function. This classification has only 2 types. There's spastic CP and non-spastic CP. When a person is spastic, their muscle tone can increase so they get tight in their body. When the person has non-spastic CP, their body is floppy. They cannot sit up by themselves and could not hold their heads up. I found one thing really interesting. They know what part of the brain is damaged by the person is spastic or not. I would say most people with cerebral palsy are spastic. I think that I will continue with this on Monday because there are a lot more classifications to talk about. I want to do each one of them. As you can see, that cerebral palsy is not an easy condition to have. It affects people widely and it is hard to treat. That is why I am doing this series on cerebral palsy, because I want people to understand what I am going through in my life. If people are aware of it, maybe they look at us as a regular human being. That is what we are, but we do need help. I will see you on Monday with more classifications of cerebral palsy. Please share and like this video. I really appreciate it. It is Chris signing off.